What's going on, guys? This is Martyrs Brigade 99 coming to you once again with another session of Dark Souls commentary. Alright guys, in this vid we're going to go ahead and test the elemental weapons versus the plus 15. Right? We're going to use two characters. One will be mine, in which the strength, dexterity, faith, and intelligence will all be 40. It will be a level 175 character. With regard to Short Dudes' character, it is also a 175. The stats are 40 in vitality, attunement, endurance, strength, and dexterity, 27 in resistance, 15 in intelligence, and 15 in faith. Now, for his particular build, and I'll try to put a link in the description box, I did whatever I could do to get all of the defenses as close as possible. So with that build, all the defenses are at 169 except for the magic defense, which is 162. So I'll put a link in and you guys can check it out for yourself. Alright, so all the defenses are as close as possible. Alright, so let's kind of just go into the test. Now, as you guys are paying attention to the numbers, I'm just going to go ahead and do a little talk for myself. Now you guys, to the extent that you guys are kind of familiar with the game, you should be able to tell which claymore is which based upon the icon. And this first one will be a plus 15. Now, let's go ahead and go into it. With regard to weapons, a lot of people are under the impression that when you look at a weapon's total attack number, right, they are looking at numbers only. They make the mistake in saying, well, I mean, an elemental has 600, right, and a plus 15 only has 525. Therefore, that elemental is stronger. This is one of the biggest mistakes, guys. I mean, I know that in growing up, you learn basically the larger number means that it's larger, right? But it's not necessarily the case. One thing that you guys need to remember is that elementals do split damage, right? So it inflicts half physical and half the elemental. Based upon the defense of the character, you could have a lot less of the elemental damage inflicted and maybe more of the physical. But if you guys are paying attention to the test, with the physical defenses all around the same, you guys will notice that most of the elementals inflict around 450 damage, somewhere around 450 to 460. You guys will pay close attention. Whether it's occult, divine, whatever the case may be, most of them are around the same damage inflicted range. Now, here's another thing that I wanted to test. The Moonlight Greatsword versus the Enchanted Enlarged Magic weapons. And actually, this was quite surprising, right? If you guys just saw for yourself, there's a 431 attack inflicted with the Moonlight Greatsword. But let's see what the damage, inflicted will be with the Enchanted. And remember, guys, this is all with 40 intelligence. You guys can see the stats right there. So I will also test the large magic. And this was pretty interesting. Right? But hey, it is what it is. So we're going to go into the results once again so you guys can see for yourself. And one thing to keep in mind, because I've been called noob several times, right? When I faced guys, and it's always because they lose, right? Because they never name call when they win. They just only name call when they lose, right? Which gives me the impression that they are just poor sports. But that's a different conversation. One thing that I will say, especially for you guys who are new to the game, right? Because for some of you vets, this is probably old news. When you are either in the lower levels or you are using a build that does not rely on heavy strength and dexterity, elemental weapons are the way to go. One example would be with the Vitality build. I have a Vitality build. I call it the Vitality God. It's a level 125. It has 99 Vitality and somewhere around 42 Endurance. Now, in order for me to have the 99 Vitality, I had to take a loss somewhere. And this is why, with regard to that particular build, I only have 16 Strength and 12 Dexterity, which are the minimum requirements for the weapons that I intended to use for that build. So using elemental weapons have absolutely nothing to do with being a noob or a person who's new to the game, right? Absolutely nothing to do. As a matter of fact, I would say that it would be a smart move to use elemental weapons when you are not going to increase your strength or dexterity. Now, what would be a noob move? In my personal opinion, a noob move would be, excuse me, would be to have, let's just say, 40 strength. And okay, let's say you're using a strength build, right? And let's just say you want to use a Man Serpent Greatsword. And instead of using the plus 15 Man Serpent Greatsword, for some reason you'll have 40 in strength, but you will use elemental weapons. Now that would be a noob move, only because I would assume that that person does not have a clear understanding as to the benefit of putting minimum stats for a weapon in order to use it for elemental purposes versus trying to maximize the damage by increasing the scaling of that particular weapon. Right? Alright, so now I know some of you guys, a lot of you vets, specifically a lot of you Demon Souls vets will say, hey dude, this is old news. I mean, we have websites for this and all, and all like that. Well, guess what, guys? As I said in the beginning, this is not designed for the veterans. This is basically designed because, actually, before I go into that, I have reason to believe that once Dark Souls is available to the PC users, that there will be a lot more new players, right, who may have some of the same questions about things that we're reviewing today. This is what that guide is for. Or perhaps people who, maybe you had it a month or two and you still kind of didn't really understand, right? So for a lot of you vets, this is not for you guys. Alright guys, I guess you guys could just go ahead and watch the rest of this match. I hope you guys enjoyed the results and you would use it as a guide in the future. Stand by for the next video. Martyrs Brigade is